Yesterday's rally and its continuation into this morning seems like it was great for investors, but in reality, it was a complete bloodbath for hedge funds. Now, as we all know, yesterday the Fed decided to do a pause. So they didn't hike and they didn't cut interest rates, and this was extremely bullish for the market, and it was sunshine and rainbows for the average investor. However, not for hedge funds. The most shorted stocks in the market soared 7 times as much as the rest of the market. Price action has moved in a straight line higher for nearly 10 days in a row, and historic levels of short covering are taking place. What is going on, guys? Lottery Stocks here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, I do not want to spend a lot of time on the intro, but we have a lot of important stuff to cover, and since I research, edit, upload, record these for you guys, not in that order, all I ask you guys to do, of course, please hit the subscribe button, get us to 20K subs, hit that like button if you find value out of the video. Let's get into it. So historic levels of short covering are taking place, which is going to affect AMC, GameStop, as well as plenty of other plays, and we're going to talk about 2 additional plays towards the end of the video. But on top of that, hedge funds are trimming staff as the year end approaches. Now, this comes after multiple hedge funds are cutting staff, as well as handing money back to clients. And in Citadel's case, they are cutting staff and handing money back to clients, but handing money back to clients in a positive way, according to the news, right? They're handing back profits. Yesterday, it was reported that Citadel cut 3 portfolio managers, which we did touch on. And moving on, Powell unleashes historic hedge fund devastation. What is about to happen is margin calls galore. Take a look at the hedge fund bloodbath. These are hedge funds heading for the exits. Yet, what's so important to pay attention to is another thing we focused on, right? The top 7 stocks running are the same exact trades where hedge funds are overcrowding. They're overcrowding long on these trades. And you can assume what could possibly happen. Now, in anticipation of this, it seems as if Vlad, the CEO of Robinhood, just sold about half of his shares in the company. Now, it may be a nothing burger, but something to pay attention to is Robinhood got bailed out by the DTCC during the whole meme stock craze back in 2021, January of 2021, about 9.8 billion, I believe. And now there are things being put in place for bailouts to not be able to occur. Is this about to happen again? Is Vlad trying to get out of his shares before Robinhood tanks, or does he need liquidity for something else? Whatever it may be, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, this is beautiful, right? We didn't exactly get what we have been talking about with AMC, but it's been playing out very close, and we have been waiting for the gap up. And again, it's not what we wanted. However, this more so confirms that we are tracking the right cycle. AMC's trading at $7.12, up 4.48% on the day. We got this gap down, and we were waiting for this gap up, and it was chop trading sideways. We got this hammer candle, and finally, into today, we gapped up. Now, this is the same thing, right? Gap down back here, second sell-off, hit a low, still traded in this channel under the first low, and then gapped up. This would mean AMC is running into the point of interest, which is exactly what we had drawn out. Now, it is a very different scenario, very different gap up, don't get me wrong, right? The previous gap up was a 75% gap up, which you saw back here from this low, this gap up, and then scaled the day after up to $18. With that being said, that means by tomorrow, AMC would have to come all the way up to about $11.45. Do I think that is going to happen? No. Is it possible? Yes. However, this just shows that we are tracking the same scenario and hedge funds are bleeding. So just be aware, it's not all smoke and mirrors here. And wait till we talk about GameStop. AMC, 5.8 million shares available to drop on it. Call to put ratio, 27,000 compared to 13,000 puts expiring in the money. So we are winning on the options chain and a lot of premium out of the money as well. If we continue to scale higher, you could see some gamma ramping coming into tomorrow to close out the week. Short exempt volume doubled up again. They do not want this thing running whatsoever, and they know that the algos are on the time frame for a run. Short interest also apparently dropped according to Ortex, 8.53%. down from about 10.13%. GameStop trading at $17.55, up 5% on the day. Be very careful. If we're playing through another cycle, and this isn't a squeeze scenario, GameStop is brushing the macro trend line. What happens when we break above this? It's very rare, but when we do break above, we flash down, and we flash down fast. So be very careful trading GameStop if you are in calls. You don't want to hand premium to market makers, but Of course, if we did go higher, I'm watching that $18.60 range still on GameStop for it to come into and then potentially see some resistance. Overall, I'm looking at $18.60 and then that $19 level for a top on GameStop unless this is going to be the move that we see. Overall, tested this supply zone several times, finally gapped over it, and if we do come down, I wouldn't be surprised if this zone right here between $16 and $16.50 is a zone of heavy support on GameStop. Another thing to note, double bottom, gapped higher. This is the same as the previous cycles that we have been tracking. Just be very careful. Double bottom, gapped higher. Be careful trading GameStop once again. GameStop, 15,000 shares available to borrow. Calls expiring in the money, 34,000 compared to 8,000 puts expiring in the money. So we are winning heavily on the options chain, and we have 113,000 calls expiring out of the money as well. So a ton of people are betting bullish on GameStop. Short exempts still pretty high for GameStop as well, so keep that in mind that they are trying to hold this. But overall, GameStop looking pretty decent. Now, before we move on, guys, make sure to get in the Discord. The link is right under the video and pinned in the top comments. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this because I know I plug it in almost every video, but seriously, big group chat who talks stocks all day long, filled with a bunch of people trying to get financially free. Best vibes in Discord, cheapest Discord on YouTube. There's no reason not to get in it. And there are a ton of other benefits. If you are thinking about getting in, press the link and watch the trailer. Also, guys, 15 free stocks, 5.1% on your uninvested cash. Join Moomoo using my link and sign up and make a deposit, just like you would Webull or Robinhood. You are going to start earning a ton of benefits. It's free money. It's the holiday season coming into the new year. You want to stack yourself with as much free money as you can. So again, use my link, sign up, and make a deposit. Both of those links are pinned in the top of the description as well as the top of comments. Now, the Fed decision yesterday, the Fed leaves rates unchanged for the third straight meeting. The Fed also says growth of economy has slowed since Q3 of 2023, and most Fed officials see rate cuts in 2024. The median projection shows 3 rate cuts in 2024. They see a 4.1% unemployment by the end of next year, and they also see US GDP growth at 2.6 in 2023 and 1.4 in 2024. But the market is pricing in double the number of rate cuts in 2024 than what the Fed projects, which could be very dangerous. Also, US jobless claims rise 202,000, estimated at 220 and previously 221. SPY got a disgusting rip yesterday, trading at 472.33 now as we speak. All-time high at 480.01, and we are very close to that all-time high. As you can see, we hit this resistance level at 472.70, and we are fighting it right now. There is a gap down to 470.84, so watch that level for the SPY to come down to. If anything, 470.50 before getting a bounce, retesting this area. And again, we don't need that retracement, but if the SPY does need to gain a little bit of strength or a push higher, retesting this, breaking over, then you're looking at 477.45, and then finally the top at 480.01 for the SPY. Now, the fear and greed index. Most people are greedy. The fear and greed index hit 73, which is the highest since August of 2023. So be very careful in the overall market. Does this necessarily mean anything? No, because the SPY is a long-term play anyway, right? But just keep all factors in mind. Now, analysts may be repeating the same mistake that they had in 2008. Leading economic indicators are contracting sharply, and you can see in this chart, earnings recovery is priced in. Analysts are revising their earnings estimates upwards. Last time, this preceded a significant decline in the market. So what makes this time different? You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And finally, the Tesla trade, trading at 247.14, up 3.28% on the day. Tesla. Again, beautiful. Tesla came, built support at 241.40, coming up, and it's testing this overall macro trend line that we have drawn out. So we didn't get a breakout just yet, but this is a beautiful thing to see for Tesla. We may or may not even need that gap to be filled down to 225.50 before continuing a run into 2024. Overall, I'm watching Tesla with a sharp eye, and I still am in my calls. Still continuing to watch for about 263.75 late January. Now, Bitwise Spot Bitcoin ETF has been listed on the DTCC under the ticker BITB. BlackRock has significantly revised the structure of its proposed Spot Bitcoin ETF. It allows Wall Street banks to indirectly own Bitcoin through cash-based share creation, potentially boosting market liquidity and price. Whether that's a good thing, I don't know. Sounds a little sketchy. And Goldman Sachs says there is huge appetite for Bitcoin and crypto as US ETF approval looms and expects a significant uptick in trading volumes over the next 12. Now, obviously, right, we're coming into the halving as well as the ETFs getting approved. That's not really much of a prediction there. Also, I believe Valkyrie has updated their spot Bitcoin ETF application, and it's clear as day that the SEC is telling them, hey, you need to fix this, you need to fix that, but they're likely to get approved, right? Bitcoin also just consolidating right between 40 and 42. Beautiful thing to see. Just continue to watch Bitcoin. Mara just broke over the 786 fib, trading at $17.22. This is an amazing thing to see for Mara. I want it to come up and test $19 at the 1 on the fib and then come back down and rebase at $16.65 before getting that major push. That is my outlook on Mara, and overall it's looking beautiful. Watch Mara and Riot. And another stock that's running that I wanted to put on your radar, ticker symbol AVGO, Broadcom Inc. This thing has just continuously been flying, so screenshot it and put it on your radar. The last sprinkle on top to close out the video, US House votes to authorize an impeachment inquiry into President Biden. This escalates a probe that has been open for months. The House voted 221 to 212 to open the inquiry. This is a major thing to see coming into election year. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. As many of you know who have post notifications on, I post the daily upload, sometimes 2 if I have time, and then at nighttime, right around 5 to 7 o'clock, I post a YouTube short, and these shorts also go up on TikTok as well as Instagram. If you want to know my daily updates, you need to be in Discord. So guys, follow me on those platforms as well as Twitter. Check the links, get in Discord, and get your free stocks. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.